Now for the top story night reaction, joining us from Washington, Mary Catherine Ham and Juan Williams, both of Fox News analysts. So let's keep this simple, Juan. You may be even more simple than I am. Probably not.
That's possible.
Okay.
That's possible.
Let's keep it simple. Loopholes were found by John Roberts in Obamacare and by Anthony Kennedy in the Prop 8 California situation. Loopholes. Not what the Constitution really intended. What say you?
Well, first I say welcome back. We missed you. But secondly, let me tell you that we're a nation of laws, not loopholes. And that the court has become a more political institution under Roberts. I think he's trying to make up for things that have been done in the past that weren't so popular. But when it comes to the gay marriage issue, there's a constitutional principle here, 14th Amendment, that says we all as Americans have equal rights. And you can't vote in Texas because you say this is a tradition or this is my religion to take away my rights.
Okay,
if that's
so
the case,
in
back in 54, they would have taken away the rights for blacks to go to school with whites.
So what happened in 96, Juan? Why wasn't this challenged then on a constitutional basis?
If it had been, the courts might have ruled that way.
But it wasn't challenged then. It wasn't by anyone, all right? But now, suddenly something's changed. And now Bill Clinton's a bigot, as Reed said, and all the other people are bigots because they wanted to uphold a traditional marriage tenet that they felt strengthened the country. Now, Mary Catherine Ham, what about my loophole theory? What about they find the little loophole? You don't have standing to bring suit against the judge who struck it down and nullified the vote. That's just absurd.
Well, I mean, the issue of standing is not absurd, but I think you have a point in looking at this and saying, like, are you looking for a way out of this? Because the justices have been known to sort of thread the needle on these big public issues and not want to declare big in one way or the other. But I will say on the DOMA issue, and I agree with you about the healthcare decision being a stretch, on the DOMA issue, it does seem like the loophole such that it is that they depend on is federalism, which is a pretty solid constitutional...
You're getting too pinheady here. Federalism, nobody knows what that is.
Well, you know,
this is very simple.
You guys are both simple by your own admission, so I'm just trying to...
I'm not going to get into this. This is very simple, all right? Juan.
Yes.
In Obamacare, here's what Roberts did. It was 4-4, okay? Right. And Roberts said to himself, you know what? The punishment, if you don't buy the health insurance, that's really not a punishment. It's a tax. Right. Okay? It's not a tax. Everybody knows it. If Franklin and Jefferson were alive today and Madison, they would know it. Roberts just pulled it right out of the sky and said, you know why I can justify my vote? By saying it's a tax, and Congress has the right to levy taxes. Okay. That's a loophole, Juan. Do you not understand that?
No, and not only do I understand it, I agree with you, but let me just say, I think he made a decision based on what he thought was in the political best interest of the court.
But that's not his job.
Well, I agree.
That's not his job, Juan.
Well, I agree, but I'm just telling you, you went a step too far. You know, you turned the knob just a little bit far when it came to the gay rights decision. Because
No.
I think DOMA is based on a constitutional right.
I don't care whether you think it's based on a constitutional right.
The Constitution doesn't matter, O'Reilly?
No. It doesn't matter in this debate. The debate we're having now is that the Supreme Court has put aside its mandate to uphold the Constitution. If, Juan, they had said what you say, that gay marriage is a constitutional right, if they had the guts to say that, then I would have said, all right, they're interpreting the Constitution that way. Okay? But they didn't.
You're right.
They found a loophole.
Right, on the standings issue.
So you're agreeing with me, Juan, and you're not going to be able to go out of the building after that.
Hold on the standings issue for the California Proposition 8, but when it came to DOMA, they said the federal government has to give rights and benefits as they give to everybody else.
Okay, Juan, I can shred that argument in 10 seconds.
Go right ahead.
That means that everybody who wants to get married in any way, shape, or form, Mormons, if they want to be bigamous again, and Mormons don't do that again, pluralists, they all can do it because they all have a vision that they don't want their rights denied. Sure, Juan, you can't just limit it to two people. You can't. Once you open the door, then everything comes under the tent. Am I right, Mary Catherine?
I disagree with how that's going to go down, and we'll see as it plays out in the courts in the future. But I do agree with you that there are some issues here where it looks like the court is making political decisions. That does not seem like a safe decision. But in the end, with the DOMA decision at least, aren't you seem to be happy with the idea that you can hash it out on a state level. And
that's
I agree with you,
right?
Out. And I agree with you that if you're going to say that this is bigoted, then President Obama himself was bigoted just 14 months ago, and that's not a healthy way to go through the democratic process.
But I want to really, so Juan understands it. Here's the con. The Supreme Court rightly says the states should decide, because that's what freedom is, all right? States decide. And then they say, but California, even though you decided twice in favor of traditional marriage, we're throwing that vote out because we found a loophole that the people behind the proposition don't have the right to challenge the judge who nullified the vote. BS.
No, not at all.
It does pose time for referendum.
Wait a second. Wait a second. You
it was
said
a legal
the court's
referendum
becoming too
under
political.
the state of California. It was a legal vote and a legal referendum. I got to go.
And you said it was too political. Now they're not political. You're still upset.
All right.